First video, yay! Anyways, enough about me. In this video, I'm just gonna talk about what should be in the Elder Scrolls 6. Not that anyone will see it and it will get noted by Bethesda anyways, but this will just pretty much just be what was in Skyrim, wasn't in Oblivion, what was in Oblivion, wasn't in Skyrim. But anyways, let's just get into it. First is sneaky elements in the sneaky quests. In Oblivion, in the Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild quest, it felt like you had to be a sneaky character, but in Skyrim, it kind of felt like you just had to run in and use brute force, like this adoring fan guy is doing right now. But so anyways, bring that stuff back and it will just be much better if we have the sneak element back. NPCs. Now, I shouldn't have to say much about this. It's kind of easy. It's kind of simple, but just in Oblivion, the people felt like they were people, but in Skyrim, they felt like NPCs, and that's not good. When I play a game, when I play a game like this one, I expect to see people with their own lives, going about their day, having schedules and conversations with each other, and drama and just stuff like that. But in Skyrim, they were really lacking. So if we just had that, that would be amazing. Quests. In Oblivion, it felt like Bethesda really put their time into the quests. But in Skyrim, it was just the basic go here, get that, do this, kill that guy, bring it back to me. And that's kind of boring. At least I want. I don't know what other people want, but what I want, or whoever, I don't know, is more great quests like the ones in Oblivion. I'm not saying Skyrim had overall bad quests. There were some really good quests in Skyrim, but a lot of them were dungeon diving. Bigger cities. In the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, there's lacking in people and towns, not towns, and houses and stuff like that. Whereas in Oblivion, they're crammed packed full, like this area of Windhelm right here. But if we go back into the normal space of Windhelm, there's a lot of space that you could put more people and houses, like by the Candlehearth Hall and all of Whiterun. But I don't want this whole video to be about bigger cities, because I'm rambling on for too long about something so simple. More people and quests. Now this kind of brings it back to the bigger cities stuff, because if we had bigger cities, we'd have more people, and if we had more people, then we have more people to give us more small and simple quests, and then we can go on for hours and hours and days and years and trying to find every single little quest and never completing the game. And that's good. That's amazing, having so much that you can play for years and not complete it. Being able to teleport the different races. Now, I personally am a Elder Scrolls lore master. I can teleport the different races in Skyrim, but it is difficult, and I can see why most people cannot. Simply, it's just difficult. I mean, if you look at a Breton Imperial and a Nord, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But if you look at them, but if you see like a tall white male with a big nose, you know that's a Nord in Oblivion. But there are even Bosmer in the game that looked exactly like High Elves. Why? No one would be able to tell the difference. It's messed up. Fix that issue. Make it more easy to tell the difference between the races, like in Oblivion, and that would just improve on the game so much. Be able to do small things such as open up your own shop. Now, maybe you could open up like your own blacksmith shop and then put the other blacksmith out of business, either by killing him or just running him out of business the normal way. This simple thing would add so much immersion to the game. More dynamic choices. I know that personally some people might not want this, but I do. More dynamic choices would be amazing. You could shape the world around you based on your actions, and shape you around the world based on your action. It would be amazing to see the whole world change based on my actions. That would be amazing. Better crafting. In The Elder Scrolls V, crafting was kind of lacking, and in Oblivion, there hardly was any crafting. So, in order to improve blacksmithing, maybe you could do something like not being able to use a random blacksmith's forge, and maybe you'd have to build your own, like open up your own blacksmith shop. And when you do get a forge, you have to build every single individual little piece of armor or weapon to put them all together to make one great piece of weapon or armor. And maybe only certain people have access to enchantment tables. Like, you need a certain perk or something to be able to use them. And if you try to use an enchantment table without that perk, it will damage you in a way. Less dungeon diving. Now, again, I already said this, but in Skyrim, there's so much dungeon diving. We don't need that. There shouldn't be so much dungeon diving. Give us more interesting quests instead of just dungeon diving. Players get bored of dungeon diving pretty quick. Believe me. Except me, I don't. I'm weird like that. Less bandits. Now, in Skyrim, there are so many bandits. Why are there so many bandits? We don't need all of these bandits. I mean, if not even 4 bandit camps came together, they could take over a capital. Why? That shouldn't exist. But if, like, all of bandits in Skyrim came together, they would take over more than just the one province.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
World encounters and random things to see. Skyrim did very good with this. If you just went out to explore, you could find just a random shrine to something, or maybe you'd find a random wanderer killing a bunch of vampires, and you later find out that he was a vampire hunter that has been killing vampires for years and years. And he's just an old man, and yet he's still out there killing vampires. Stuff like that would be amazing. But just add so many to the point that you could go through multiple playthroughs and see so much that you haven't seen before. that would bring a new and unique experience to each playthrough. Don't be the chosen one. In the now I most people probably wouldn't agree with me on this one, but I think that instead of being like the chosen one destined to kill all the evil in the province, maybe you're just some random Joe Schmo that uh happens to save the world, and maybe give an opportunity where you don't have to do the main quest, cuz in Skyrim it kind of pushes you to do the main quest to the point where you can't immersively not do it. Now that's kind of just a little thing, but it would be nice to have. No essential NPCs. Now this one is a lot different. This one is probably the most likely to not happen in the Elder Scrolls 6, but I think it would be nice to have no essential NPCs, and maybe you can kill someone from an important quest and not be able to do that quest. It would certainly ruin the game in many ways, but it would add a level of immersion and punishment. Because if you kill someone on accident, that's your own fault. Now you can't do that quest. It definitely bring emotion. Oh, and also you could kill people like Heimskr and Nazim. That would be pretty cool. I mean, you can kill Heimskr, but you can't kill Nazim. Why? And you can't kill couriers either. Why? That's weird. No closed off cities. Now again, this one is just a little one that's not really important, that won't drastically change the world. But it would be another nice thing to have. For one, you don't have to go through loading screens. Not that I don't like my bear loading screen. I love you, Dova Bear. Drink that mead. Okay, I'm sorry. But it would be nice to be able to, I don't know, maybe there's a dragon attacking you and you need help killing it. So you chase it back to the city, and then all the guards in the city help you kill the dragon. Or maybe you can just ride in on your horse and stop by a shop and just ride back out. That would be nice. More fantasy elements. Now, The Elder Scrolls is obviously a fantasy game, but there could be so much more fantasy to it. Like maybe add mage skeletons with six floating skeletal arms that use ice spells, or maybe a werewolf dragon that's part bear, part wolf, and part dragon. That would be amazing to have more fantasy like that. Better, unique weapons and armor. Sorry that took so long for me to continue talking. I was looking for my notes, but better, unique weapons and armor. In the Elder Scrolls 5, at least, if you'd get a uniquely named weapon, most likely it'd just be a random iron sword with a random enchantment on it. That's not what we want. What we want is a unique weapon. Let's just say it's a unique weapon. A unique look and a unique enchantment. That would be amazing to have every single unique weapon have a unique look and a unique enchantment on it. That's not just your average iron sword with shock damage. Add more to it. Better customization. Like in Morrowind, you can really customize your armor, but I think you could add so much more, like left boot, right boot, chins, knees, and chest plates, and uh, pauldrons, and gauntlets, and just there could be so much, and have more variants of one armor. Like maybe they're an iron armor, but it looks different than the normal iron armor. Or just stuff like that. An iron gauntlet with a unique little twist to it. Little things like that would make the game so much better. Bring back acrobatics. Now this one is just a small one that's not super important, but I feel like I, I feel like the game would just be a little bit better with the acrobatics back. It's not really an important thing, but it would still be nice to have. And then I wrote down less bandits again, because why do we have so many bandits? Why? Class choices. In Oblivion, there were class choices. And I think there should be class choices back again in The Elder Scrolls 6. Because that would add more roleplay to the roleplay game. And if you select one, then it will up, like let's say you select a mage class. It will up your mage classes, you can improve your mage classes better, and then that way it will be harder for you to immediately swap to a heavy armor, to war axe wielding guy. And that would be nice to have class choices back. And better, and finally, better stealth. The stealth in Skyrim wasn't very good, and I don't know how you can improve on it. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who can come up with ways to improve on it, but I personally don't have a way that you can improve on it. Just improve on it. Now, with all this said, I just wanted to make sure that everything is clear. I love Bethesda. I'm not hating on their games. I'm just trying to make them better so I can love them even more. But I love Bethesda and I love their games. And I hope they keep playing. Oh, and also, whatever mistakes Bethesda makes, just note that we will fix with mods. With everything said and done, I feel like an introduction is in order. I am the Gourd. That is my YouTube persona. I love Bethesda and all their games, and that's probably a lot of what you will see on this channel. And also, I just really quickly wanted to say I'm sorry for my nasally sound and my sniffles. I am coming down from a sickness. I should have said that in the beginning. But anyways, I draw most of my inspiration from MXR plays and MXR mods. Maybe one person was there. Maybe one person has heard of them, but mostly of what you will see on this channel is probably mod videos. As you can probably tell by the look of my Skyrim, I am a mod geek. And playthroughs and maybe more videos like this one sprinkled around somewhere in there. So since I'm a YouTuber now, I guess I have to beg for likes and subscribers. So if you actually watch the video to the end, could you like and subscribe? Please? I'm a new YouTuber, I'm desperate. If there's anything that I missed and you actually watched until this point, then please comment what I missed in the comments, because that's what you do with comments. So I guess this is the end of my video. Again, sorry for my nasally sound and my sniffles, but